But if you're in a relationship, you kind of have to tell somebody, hey, I don't like this. You need to stop.
I don't think you can say I don't think you can say you need to stop. I think that you can state that. I think that the correct way to go about it is you can state if something makes you uncomfortable, but you can't expect someone's behavior to change just because it makes you uncomfortable.
If you're in a relationship,
that's where you compromise. And if you can't compromise, then you move the fuck on. Like, you can't expect someone to just change their ways just completely just because it makes you uncomfortable.
And I think what Tony is saying, you need to stop. I think it's shorthand for this isn't going to work out if you keep doing this.
Exactly.
Right?
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah. Yo, real quick. Do you guys think that you would be upset with your partner oversharing on social media?
I like that change. Real quick.
We better talk about this shit for a half hour.
real quick.
All right?
Change
Shut
the
y'all
topic.
down. Do you think oversharing on social media is a good thing or a bad thing, or does it give the wrong impression to other people who are on your social media? Like, if I were to example, I post I need a big booty woman, and my girl at the time doesn't have a big butt. Should she get offended by that? Should she be upset? Should someone think?
I got two takes on this. Right.
Uh-huh.
One take is that's obviously between you and your woman, right? And whatever conversations y'all have had, you're gonna have an idea of what things are gonna cross the line and what things aren't. I know that if I posted that on social media, my wife would be pissed off at me. So I wouldn't do that, right? I'm also not the type of guy who would I barely post things on social media anyways. But I know in my relationship that would be crossing a line. In other people's relationship, they could go out and fuck other people and everything's all good. So it all depends on the situation you got with your partner.
Yeah.
And also, oversharing doesn't have to be sexual with your partner. It could just be like you just expressing how if you got in an argument, those people that get in an argument with their wives and they start posting up like attacks on some low shit, like, oh man, I wish everyone had a actual thinking process when it comes to conversations or whatever the fuck they want to say to their partner.
I am not a fan of that kind of shit, like the subtweet, the passive aggressive stuff. I don't do that. That's not my style. Like, much like Pucho, I barely post on social media besides Twitter. Like, Twitter's been my main shit these days. But like, my Facebook account is always like a couple of days away from just getting deactivated. The only reason I keep Facebook around is because of the messenger aspect. Because the Facebook Messenger is less annoying than like a group text, because group texts are fucking annoying.
Could you delete the Facebook without affecting the Messenger? I mean, it's its own.
I think you can, technically.
I don't think so. I think they're tied together.
But to go back on you, Pooch, when you say it's communication with your partner, that is key. But what if you're one of those people, your partner already knows you're an oversharer. You just keep posting shit, right? Like, for example, Doughboy, out of all four of us, Doughboy's the most poster here. He'll post more on social media than any one of us combined. So it's like, if Doughboy had a partner and he just kept posting all these shits, his partner should be fine with it, right? Like, oh, it's just Doughboy posting more fucking bullshit. Like, why would I catch a hurt?
I don't think there would just be a blanket, like, whatever he wants to post is all right, just because they know that he tends to overshare or share on social media. It's still a conversation. Like, it's still like, hey man, I don't like when you post immediately after we have an argument. I don't know what's wrong with these women that I'd be attracted in my life, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Honestly, go ahead though. My bad.
I think it's personally, I know this is gonna make a lot of people upset, but I think it's a level of maturity thing, especially a level of respect. Kind of like, especially when you're in your relationship, I think you need to really talk about these things together before these things happen. Like, hey, what, like, first of all, I don't believe in controlling anybody. in a relationship. So if I'm getting with you and I see what type of behavior or person you're like online, there's very small chance that I'm gonna try to make you change who you are after we're together. It's either gonna be a complete turnoff for me to the point where I'm like, I cannot date someone with an online presence like that. You know what I mean? But let's just say I get into a relationship with somebody with a big online presence like that, and they're sharing every part of their day, and they're sharing things that I don't really think should be shared. I think personally that's like you shouldn't stop someone from being who they are and who they want to be. You can tell them like, hey, you share a lot of your stuff. You know, you've ever thought about dialing that back. But personally, I think a person who is stuck in their online social ways, it's going to be very hard to get them to stop doing the things that they do normally on social media. But I think when it comes to a relationship, once you enter a relationship, I think there really should be like a talk like, hey, what's on the table? Hey, what's off the table? Like, where are our boundaries in this relationship? What are the things that are going to make you mad? I used to, but I feel like it's a level of maturity. I used to get upset when my exes used to post stuff and just like trying to get attention from social media or something, obviously trying to get attention in these pictures. And I used to get upset because it's like, you know, it feels like you're shopping yourself out here for like potential, you know, likes, and you want to garner those comments, you know. But I also realized that, you know, the women hang on to that a lot harder than men do. Their appearance, and if they look good, and if they're still pretty, and they kind of need that reassurance. And I think
I don't think that women actually hold on to that harder than males. I think that everyone needs a little bit of that ego boost every now and then.
I don't need that shit.
I think women
I don't give
do
a
it.
fuck.
I think women do it way more than men, though, if you ask me. I think there are men out there that do that a lot, and I think the way people use social media that's the way they use it now. But when I'm talking about seeking attention, I think women have like a on that. They have like a grip on that shit.
I don't know, man. I can't give anyone a hard time for seeking attention on social media, especially at a place like Twitter, because that's the entire fucking purpose of it.
Yeah.
Why do we put tweets out on our fucking podcast account? Because we want eyes on the tweet. We want people to interact with the tweet. It's not different. It's the exact same thing.
It is different because the podcast, we're trying to promote our podcast to have viewers come in. When a person does it for themselves, it's like it's more like a selfish thing. You're doing it just for your feelings, your emotional. Like if
I would argue it's the same thing. Whether you're trying to promote a podcast, whether you're trying to just have that influencer thing, whether you're just seeking that dopamine rush of I got 20,000 followers now. I think it's all the same thing.
I think it's different. I think Tony's giving a dog shit argument. So I think it's different because, like, one, you're advertising a business, a product, a thing you're trying to sell, where on the other hand, it seems like some of the stuff you're trying to get from social media are things that should be fulfilled in your relationship. Like, yes. I'm not saying all things should be fulfilled in your relationship. I don't think that you know, you should have your friends, you should have your family that you also talk to and fulfill different parts of your life. But it feels like some people go to social media to fulfill something that should be fulfilled in their relationship. And when people are doing that, I could see what Doe's saying. It feels like someone's shopping around to see their way out of this thing to hop into the next thing.
I agree with the statement, because I think that if you are going to social media to get that level of like self-validation, the level of self-validation that you should be getting in your relationship, I think that's a bad thing. I don't think that necessarily looking for extra self-validation is a bad thing, though. I don't think there's anything wrong with like posting a thirst trap. I don't think that there's any problem with that, as long as you're not using it as a crutch because you're not getting that self-validation from your relationship. You can do both at the same time. And I don't think there's an issue with that. The issue is when you're not getting that validation from your partner, you're not being vocal about it, so you're using social media as the Band-Aid for that particular need you have. So
back to Doughboy's point about the looking. Yeah, I know. My finger, I've been trying. I'm signaling you two to know that I'm after Mateo. This is what this means. Like, I'm after Mateo, motherfuckers. Y'all two shut the fuck up.
Do we need a talking stick or something?
So Get the high five. That shit would never go away.
That was crazy. That was crazy.
That shit might be the clutchest shit ever. Yo, but to go back to Dode's point, if she's out there on Facebook shopping herself out there, whoever it is, whatever, it don't matter, there's a problem in your relationship at that point.
I don't think so. I don't think that's always the case.
Same.
Hold on, let me finish, right? And then you can say what you want. If she's shopping herself out there, yeah, you can say that's not the case. But if she is, that means there's something that she's not getting in the relationship. Or she's not being honest in the relationship. Because then maybe he or she is not telling you that, hey, I am unhappy, or I need more of your attention. I need more comments. I need more of this. So that's why she goes online. So when she gets it online, she's not gonna stop. So when the other partner feels offended or be like, yo, what the fuck? Like, why are you doing this? And you said you're not the type to control them. Like, you'll let them live and you don't want to tell someone to stop doing something. But if you're in a relationship, you kind of have to tell somebody, hey, I don't like this. You need to stop.
I don't think you can say I don't think you can say you need to stop. I think that you can state that. I think that the correct way to go about it is you can state if something makes you uncomfortable, but you can't expect someone's behavior to change just because it makes you uncomfortable.
If you're in a relationship,
that's where you compromise. And if you can't compromise, then you move the fuck on. Like, you can't expect someone to just change their ways just completely just because it makes you uncomfortable.
And I think what Tony is saying, you need to stop. I think it's shorthand for this isn't going to work out if you keep doing this.
Exactly.
Right?
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah. You can't control the person's what they were saying. And this is my whole take, which is you need to set, because I don't think if someone's posting thirst traps and all types of things like that, I don't think that's necessarily wrong in and of itself.
Yeah.
I think it's wrong if it's crossing boundaries that were stated as boundaries. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I don't want my wife posting her tits on the internet. If she does that, I'm going to be offended by that. If she continues to do that, I will not pursue that relationship. Like, that might be, one of the things that make that relationship, end or whatever.
Now, granted, like, what if that's been like what if you knew that was a person's like MO, like the Doey example we gave, Doey tends to share a lot on social media, right? So what if you were dating someone that was already their MO? They put thirst traps up on their social media and whatnot. Me personally, don't think there's anything wrong with that. Like, I don't think I would have an issue with that, because if I were getting into a relationship with a person that did that, I would understand that's part of their presence. That's what they do.
Yeah.
I would want it to stop. I would be bummed out that, like, I found a person that's cool that I like, and then there's this like this thing that I think is a negative aspect. And I think, like all relationships, you guys compromise on a ton of different things. I would hope that this is something that when we come into the relationship, that these are some behaviors they could change. I'll stop kicking my shoes around the house and stop doing this, doing that, and maybe you'll stop posting your tits on the internet.
And there's a level.
And if they, if they're not willing to do that, like you said, then it's just a relationship that won't work out, and that's it.
And there's a level too. Like, as a man or even as a female or a woman, should I say? Because even saying female kind of sounded weird. But as a woman, like, when you get in a relationship, you can kind of tell if your man or your woman's a fucking slut or a little doggish. You have a feeling. There's a gut. All men have this feeling in their hands. When they get with a chick, they have a feeling. They ask questions like, who you been with, how many. You guys, we secretly ask these questions. Stop it, Mateo. You're not the golden child. We secretly ask these questions.
I don't care about those questions anymore. I'm 36, man. Why do I care what someone's body count is? It doesn't matter.
Who you been with, like
No.
Who they've had sex with before? That's
no, not like sex with, like the amount of partners you had in this time frame.
It doesn't matter.
That's a difference.
That's a difference. I'm 36, man. I've been dating for 20 years at this point. I've been dating for 2 decades at least.
That's crazy.
I don't care anymore.
Maybe you're the wrong person to talk to. Maybe you're the wrong person to talk to.
No, that's that Andrew Tate fresh and fit ideology.
That is not. No, that is not. I'm not even on that fucking ideology. I'm just saying, like, me personally, like, if you fuck the chick I'm talking to, I ain't dating that chick. Fuck her, like, and you just hooked up with her one night. I'm not doing that. We're the Eskimo brothers right now. I'm not doing that.
I don't date in my friend circle anymore either. partially because I'm 36. My friend circle has mostly gotten married and whatnot at this age. There's not a lot of dating in there. I dated in my in friend circles and in encompassing groups in my 20s. I don't do that shit anymore. And I don't. It doesn't matter to me. It's like that shit doesn't matter to me if we've got a shared sexual partner or a shared friend that they've slept with or something. Doesn't matter.
Let me ask you this,
I've moved
Mateo.
past the point of that.
So I'm single now. So if I tell you, yo, that chick you talking to, I fucked. You're gonna still continue to date this chick if you have feelings for her?
Yeah, if the relationship feels good, I am perfectly fine with that.
Do that. I don't think I can do that.
Now, because you're my dude, I would take your feelings into consideration as well. If you were like, I'm not really comfortable with that. I really love that chick. She broke my fucking heart. She did me dirty in this way. I would take that into consideration. That would absolutely be a consideration of that thing. But I'm not going to stop dating someone just because they've slept with one of my friends years ago. What does that even matter?
Maybe I don't know. There's just so many females. There's
Well,
just so
that-
many of us out there. Why try to hook?
But sure, but why? What's the problem with that thing?
I
Like,
just
why is
feel
that
weird. Like if we all hang out one night, maybe subconsciously I might be fucked up thinking in the back of my head that damn. Well, I'm sitting here and Dose fucked my bitch. She's probably looking at her like, damn, I remember when she sucked my dick. Like there's just subconsciously things that I would think about. You know what I'm saying?
That does
I might be
How's that
fucked
any
up in the
different?
head.
How's that any different? How's that any different from somebody sitting there and going, "Damn, she looks so good. I wish she sucked my dick." Like,
Yeah.
and they never fucked her. What is that? What's the difference?
Tony's
Like,
that thought
I know
police over
physically
here.
physically you haven't fucked. I know physically you haven't
But
fucked.
what does it matter if
Look, there's a big difference.
You're saying your friend's a piece of shit for wanting to fuck your girl, or they're
Facts.
fantasizing about fucking your girl. That's one thing that's you need to go find a new friend maybe.
Facts.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see how.
I think
I don't see how it's a
I
problem.
just find it weird.
My
I just
main
find it weird.
concern would be I would have a concern of how many people they've slept with and things like that in the sense of like, have they been taking care of themselves?
Yeah.
And this is just in
That's
general for
that's
anybody.
Another problem.
Man,
yeah.
a woman, like, have you been getting yourself checked? You got an ESTD? Like things like that. Those are the things that I would think about for people that are sexually, very
Those-
sexually active. or
Those are
whatever,
100% part of the conversation. Like,
Would you ask them to do that?
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with asking someone to be tested. There's nothing wrong with asking to see if someone's test results. Honestly,
facts.
You don't think people will find that offensive?
I don't care.
think-
If someone finds that offensive, then we probably are not sexually compatible. Because
This is I think a big part of our conversations come from experience. Like once you are experienced in like dating and being in relationships and stuff like that, there a lot of the experience and maturity, I guess. Experience and maturity, and I think those two things go hand in hand. And I think, bro, worrying about who's fucking who and like as long as you don't have like a kid with my friend, I think it's fair game. I'm gonna be completely honest.
Let me ask you this, then. Let me ask you this. When's the
before
last time?
before you go into that, it would depend. I would talk to my friend about it, and it would depend how
For
serious
sure.
of a relationship was. If somebody dated somebody for 4 seconds or 2 weeks or 3 weeks when they were in like junior high or some shit, I don't care about any of that. If y'all had like a romantic relationship that lasted some number of months and things like that, I'm with Tony on that one. There's enough fish in the sea. That seems complicated enough. That I'm not getting into that. But a one night stand or a couple fucks is not that complicated.
It's not.
People like to fuck. Like it wouldn't bother me that much. It would. I'm somewhat insecure, so it would be in the back of my mind sometimes. But it wouldn't bother me that much.
See, the long
Facts.
relationship would not bug me because because they've had sex multiple times or whatever. But that would be a conversation because they had a fucking full on relationship going. Like that would be the concern, not any of the sexual stuff that goes along with that. It would be the
look how-
emotional aspect of it.
Look how crazy it is, right? It's crazy how some people. This is why the old heads, like I think our generation's the last generation of fucking respect and honor, right? Because I had a family member come to me who should be named namelessly. That's how you say that shit.
They
I don't
shall
know how.
remain
They
nameless.
yeah, thank you. That's gonna be a fucking clip for Dope
They
Boy.
shall be named namelessly. Their name is
all right,
namelessly.
They're not gonna be named on
Look
this
them up in the phone
motherfucker.
book. There's a guy named namelessly. All right.
Nameless.
They asked me like, "Yo, I'm gonna talk to this chick. Are you straight with that? Because I know you two had like a little thing or whatever." I told that person, "Yeah, I don't give a fuck. Like, do what you want, bro. That's never was my thing. We nothing serious. That's respectable. This person's older than me. This person understands that. Nowadays, people don't care. I find it a little odd and weird, right? Like if someone wanted to date my ex and it's in my circle, first off, I'm gonna be a little weirded out by it. But at the same time, it's like, what am I gonna do?
Bro,
I can't stop people from liking each other.
whoever my ex is blowing is none of my fucking concern, bro.
You'll be tight. You'll be a little tight.
I don't give a fuck,
You'll be a little
bro.
tight. Nigga, if I'm fucking your ex, you won't be tight? You won't be tight?
But he would be tight.
obviously-
I just had a conversation with Doey yesterday. He'll be fucking
He'll
tight.
be fucking tight,
fucking
nigga. He'll
tight.
be tight. Stop
He'll be
fronting.
tight.
But this
You're on
is-
Front Street right
but
now.
this is-
It
But
depends on
the-
it depends on who it is too, right? Like
Facts.
like because I would mostly be tight that somebody didn't consider my feelings. I'd be
Facts.
like, maybe they don't fuck with me like I thought we fucked with each other, and whatever. I'm not.
But this is the extreme that we were talking about. Like they were in a relationship. It was a long-term relationship. It wasn't just like a one night stand or something, right?
Yeah.
I think
But
that
even
the
if it
emotional
was a
aspect-
one night,
the emotional
was a
aspect of
one-night
that does
stand.
change it.
yeah, absolutely. Even if it was a one night stand, I would want to know that I'm not crossing a line with a friend that I didn't know existed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I would check in and be like, what's up? You know.
No, yeah, that's what I would do. I would check and be like, yo, I'm just gonna smash. Like if it's a smashing thing, I'm gonna still tell you. If it was something I'm feeling, I'm gonna tell you.
I'll be honest. I don't want to know. Keep that shit to yourself.
Nah, I
keep
think
that
you
shit
would
as
wanna know.
keep
I
that
think you
shit
would
a
wanna know.
secret.
Though
If
you
you're
would wanna know,
already-
man.
If you're already planning on doing it, if that's already in what you're gonna do, just do it, bro.
What
You
happens?
wanna-
All right. So what happens
without
if
my
we're
blessing
all,
or not, and y'all niggas is already getting to that point.
I'm just
you know
cut.
what I mean?
Maybe I'm cut differently. I would stop myself. If I'm in a party with one of your ex for some fucking strange reason, and shit happens where we start feeling each other, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna call you or text you, yo, Doe.
I don't
This
think
is
you
what's
need to do
going.
that. Yeah, I don't think
would.
you need to do that.
Doe, it's-
No, I would though. I would. I'm calling text you because I'm gonna feel
Telling you
guilty.
not to.
No, I'm gonna call and text you.
Telling you not to.
Give me the
gonna-
green light
telling
or
you not
not.
to.
That's it.
He's gonna FaceTime you with the girl like in the bed.
Like yo,
She's gonna
Doe.
be moaning. You're gonna see her,
Yo,
her naked legs.
You know what?
Yo,
though?
Doe,
gotta
you
see
think
the
I
way
could
shit.
pipe? You think I could pipe, though? Is this
You know what?
offensive? She's like,
You know what? Do it. Do it.
Do it?
Because I need to get over that bullshit quicker. And
So you
if
think
that
someone
helps
else
me,
fucks it?
and if that helps me get over
That's
it quicker,
not-
helps
that's
me
not
get
gonna
over it
help.
this is
quicker.
the most
gonna make-
power friend move ever. I'm gonna go fuck all your exes and be like, I'm doing this for you, though. For you. I love you. It's for you, man.
That is so fucking beast.
You're gonna yell out his name when you climax.
That's so beast. Nah, he'll be tight. I'm sorry though. There's no way in hell you wouldn't be. You wouldn't feel some. I don't think you'll be angry, but you'll be like, damn, really? Like,
I'm
I
gonna be.
would. The fact that you're saying this, I like. In my mind now, I'm gonna just tell everybody, anybody related to Doey is off limits, because if you don't even want to know about it, but people want to make sure to check in, it's like, don't even get into it.
Don't
The
even do
fact
it.
You're having this thought is already too far for Doe. Like,
Exactly.
don't even get into it.
he's tight now. Look at him. He's turning red.
I'm
He's
not tight.
tight. They like two tight.
Why do you love that shit? Stop.
I don't know.
Tony loves
Let me
that.
do it. I love it. I live it. But yeah, Mateo's the only weird one in this group that don't give a fuck.
No, I mean,
I
like I agreed with the emotional aspect. Like if someone's in a long-term relationship, for sure. And even if they had just had a one-night stand, depending on the level of friendship with that dude, I'll give him the courtesy call. I'll give him the hey, I just want to make sure this isn't going to mean we can't hang out anymore or something.
Facts. I fuck with it. But yeah, I mean, we did a whole big
That's a big
diversion
derailment.
here.
There's
Yeah,
a big
yeah,
derailment of social media, but it's all the same. It's the same conversation, right?
Same
You're
shit.
talking boundaries, whether you're crossing boundaries or not. And ultimately, you should have these conversations. You should talk about everything with your partner. You should talk about. Some people think like, oh, having a conversation about what type of sex you can have and blah blah blah, that's gonna kill the vibe when you're actually having sex. And it's like, nah, y'all should talk about the types of things y'all into, the things y'all not into, what things are okay to do, what things ain't okay to do, because then you have more freedom to just do shit. You don't have that thought in the back of your head, oh, I'm gonna do this thing, hopefully they like this thing, maybe hopefully, like, you kind of have all these thoughts going, and
It's always good to know the difference too. Like, you just got to know what buttons not to push and what buttons not to cross. And I think over time, even those lines start to kind of get buried in the sand. Like, it's
Well, I mean, people tend to get more explorative as the relationship goes on, right?
Sure. Either way. But if you haven't done so already, ladies and gentlemen, hit that like button, subscribe, share us. This is an open relationship here. Just share us to everybody you want to share us to. We don't care. You don't got to call us to ask for sharing abilities or if we can or cannot. Just do it. Use us, abuse us. Dope. I will call you always and forever if anything ever happens. Just pick up my phone. I ain't going to be like how
you should have
Pucho
responded
said.
his text the other day.
What was his text?
Facts.
You texted me?
He texted you, I love you. And he never responded.
Damn.
Oh, no, yeah. No,
Damn,
Also
bringing
texted,
real
that's
shit.
also
crazy.
texted
That's
another friend of the pod who shall not be named. I texted him as well. No response. No
I named
problem.
him Felix.
I'm a big fan.
Damn, how'd you know?
Because Felix told me.
Wow.
Now let's put it on the table. Pucho brought it out. Let's put it on the table real quick.
I
saw the message.
We're not putting everything on the
I-
table.
No. Just put it real quick.
I am such a big
I
fan.
saw the message and I forgot to reply though. I apologize.
I am such a big fan of the friend. I love you. Pucho and I FaceTimed each other the other day. I forgot what we were talking about. Something with video production, and we ended the phone call telling each other we loved each other. It was awesome.
Fucking weird.
I love all my friends.
Yeah. Same.
peace.
I could get in a car accident right after calling Pooch. I could die forever, and I wouldn't be able to tell my friend that I loved him one last time, Tony. That'd be sad.
Yeah. In Mateo's dying moments, he'll be like, at least Pucho loved me.
See? It's a
And
good
he'll
thought.
croak right there. Yeah.
Oh, because that's the way to go.
I'd like to go with love in my heart, Tony.
I have love in my heart all day, 24/7.
You should tell your friends you love them.
Tony's
okay?
going- How
Respond to their text.
Tony's going with hate in his heart. He's going to give Doe that phone call.
Hey, that's Doe's favorite chant. The hate chant. Damn, you got no
You know
love
what's
over here.
beast? I'm halfway dying in a car accident. I FaceTime Doe. I fucking hate you. That's the opposite. Doe would be like, yo, I was his last breath of hate. That's honorable. I'll call you over everyone.
Doe will be distraught over that. Like,
Just
your
a heads
dying
up.
moment was I hate you.
That shit is so beast.
Just a heads up. Tom Green did not like our short from this week.
I mean, he
he
didn't
said that?
dislike it.
He didn't dislike it, but he
did
didn't
not
like
like
Maybe
it.
he
it.
did. I don't think Twitter shows you the dislikes.
Damn.
You could thumbs shit down now.
Can you? I don't have that feature.
Yeah, sometimes it'll pop up like Twitter will recommend things. You could hit it with the thumbs down, and it'll show you like it'll stop showing that. I've thumbs down quite a few the whiny gaming takes that I see. Oh, why does everybody hate me for loving Ocarina of Time? And then everybody's like, oh, I love Ocarina. It's like it's the most beloved game of all time. All right, everybody doesn't hate you for it. Why are you saying this? You're lying.
Damn.
You know,
I missed
Fuck
the
those
story
guys.
earlier. So we rode a train in Deadwood, and we exclusively referred to the conductor as a train daddy. And it was one of the greatest 2.5 hours of my life, referring to that conductor as train
awesome.
daddy.
It's a long fucking train ride. Where'd you go?
It was an hour each way to move 15 miles.
Why?
My God. So you're going 15 miles an hour.
We were going slow as hell, dude. It was awful.
Wow. Great math there, Pooch.
It was pretty, but the train daddy, he was not in a rush.
Well, if you stuck with us this long during this train wreck of fucking conversations and topics, please don't forget to like and follow. And also, go one up yourself, ladies and gentlemen. One up.
You tell your friends you love them. Yeah.
Facts.
Or hate
don't buy them and don't buy them birthday presents.
Yeah, don't buy them shit.
Not that part. We're gonna edit this out.